money, but character wins first in business. Midas Touch Part 1. A man starts a business with the last penny in his pocket. He looks confident from the outside, but inside sits the fear that if this idea fails, people will laugh, the family will question him, and the bank account will quietly tell the truth. Right from here, the real story of entrepreneurship begins. Business is not just a game of selling products. It is the test of a person who learns to manage his mind instead of breaking down amidst loss, rejection, pressure, and uncertainty. Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki's book Midas Touch begins with this very question. Why do some entrepreneurs become rich while most people stop halfway even while walking the same path? This book does not try to sell any magical formula. Its central idea is simple. An entrepreneur's hand can turn things into gold only when all 5 of his fingers are strong. In Part 1, the story begins with the thumb. The thumb means strength of character. That very part which gives a grip to the rest of the fingers. If the thumb is weak, the hand cannot hold anything. And if the character is weak, the entrepreneur catches fear even before catching an opportunity. The world has known Donald Trump for real estate, branding, and television. He was America's 45th president from 2017 to 2021, and today both the 45th and 47th president identities are attached to his name. People recognize Robert Kiyosaki because of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. His writing tried to take personal finance out of school-like language and explain it in the daily life language of ordinary people. In Midas Touch, both authors do not consider entrepreneurship to be just a technique for earning money. For them, it is a combination of mindset, courage, relationship, focus, and small details. But the base of all of this is character. To understand the story, first look at an uncomfortable truth. While starting a business, people think a lot about the product, office, funding, and logo. But very few people ask how my character will behave when pressure hits. When the first customer says no, when money gets stuck, when a partner backs out, the spreadsheet does not speak. At that time, the inner voice speaks, telling you to run away or learn and stand up again. Robert Kiyosaki's journey was also not built on a glittering start. Rich Dad, Poor Dad was first self-published. Publishers did not pick it up as a big success immediately. Every small creator and entrepreneur must understand this fact. Sometimes the market does not understand your point on the first day. Sometimes the right idea also gets rejected due to wrong timing, weak packaging, or low trust. But rejection does not always mean that the idea is dead. In April 2000, Robert Kiyosaki reached Oprah Winfrey's show to talk about Rich Dad, Poor Dad. After that, the book's visibility increased immensely, and people started looking at him as a sudden success. But sudden success is often an outsider's story. Hidden in the inside story are years of hard work, many wrong decisions, small experiments, uncomfortable conversations, and the process of repeatedly improving oneself. Success did not come overnight for Kiyosaki either. He had understood that the biggest fear in entrepreneurship is not poverty but the public embarrassment of failure. People fear ridicule more than loss. This very fear keeps many people held back in an employee mindset. The salary may be low, growth may be slow, but predictability gives comfort. In business, predictability is low, which is why the need for character is greater. The thumb of Midas Touch shows that an entrepreneur must know how to turn bad luck into a good lesson. Not every loss becomes a profit, but a lesson learned from every loss can save the next deal. Kiyosaki shared in his experiences that he made mistakes in understanding the difference between trust, friendship, and business judgment. He invested money, then asked for the money back, and then repeated the same weakness. This can happen with any new entrepreneur. A friend can be good, but the business model can be weak. A partner can be honest, but the cash flow can be bad. Therefore, systems are needed above emotions. When money gets stuck, the first test of character begins. Will you blame or will you learn? Will you say that you were cheated or will you ask why you did not do due diligence? This very difference is visible between an entrepreneur and a victim mindset. The victim mindset says that the world stopped me. The entrepreneur mindset says that the world is tough, so I will have to be sharper. Character in business does not mean just honesty. Honesty is necessary, but character also includes emotional control, responsibility, discipline, patience, and the strength to accept uncomfortable truths. Many people mistake taking risks for entrepreneurship, but there is a huge difference between blind risk and calculated risk. Jumping without data, without a plan, and without a backup is not courage. Sometimes it is ego. An entrepreneur taking a calculated risk does feel afraid, but he does not give the steering wheel to fear. He looks at numbers, understands the market, talks to customers, and then takes a decision. The strength of the thumb is exactly this, that you can observe your emotions. Even when there is panic inside, you still ask yourself what the real problem is, and what the next right step can be right now. In his business journey, Donald Trump presented the Grand Hyatt New York as a big example. The old Commodore Hotel was renovated in partnership with Hyatt and reopened in 1980 as the Grand Hyatt. The business lesson of this story is that some entrepreneurs do not see an empty building, they see a possibility. Where other people see wear and tear, they read location, demand, negotiation, and future value. But character is needed to see possibility too. Because what looks like a golden opportunity from the outside can be full of legal paperwork, funding pressure, city permissions, partners, and public criticism on the inside. Entrepreneurship is not glamorous. The launch party is visible from the outside, but there are sleepless nights on the inside. The growth chart is visible from the outside, but there are also unpaid bills, confused employees, and delayed payments on the inside. Therefore, the first lesson of Midas Touch is not money, but personality. If a person breaks down under small difficulties, even big success will not be able to sustain him. Success also gives pressure. When a small shopkeeper opens a new branch, it gives the same thumb test. When a freelancer loses his first big client, it gives the same test. When a creator sees views dropping, it gives the same test too. The question is the same everywhere. Are you bigger than the situation, or has the situation become bigger than the fear sitting inside you? The battlefield of business opens up in the mind first, not in the market. In Howard Gardner's framework of multiple intelligences, the idea of intrapersonal intelligence says exactly this, that a person should be able to understand his thoughts and emotions. For an entrepreneur, this skill is silently priceless. One who does not understand his own greed ends up doing a wrong deal. One who does not understand his own fear leaves a right deal. One who does not understand his own ego takes feedback as an insult. Intrapersonal intelligence teaches an entrepreneur to read his internal dashboard. When is a decision coming from data, when is it coming from insecurity, and when is it coming just from a desire to impress others? The most dangerous moment in business is not when the market crashes. The most dangerous moment is when an entrepreneur ignores the truth even while knowing it, because accepting the truth feels painful. Many people blame the customer when a product fails. They say the market was not ready, people did not understand, or the competition was unfair. It is possible that some things are true, but the entire story usually does not end there. A true entrepreneur asks, was my pricing clear? Was the product really useful? Did I understand the customer's language? Did I mistake just my passion for market demand? These very questions build character. Because admitting a mistake hurts the ego, but hiding a mistake hurts the business. An entrepreneur who saves his ego gradually loses cash. The biggest fear of part 1 is exactly this. If your character is weak, the business can remain weak even after getting money. Funding can run a weak model for some time, but it cannot save it. Many startups do not collapse because the idea was small. They collapse because the founders delayed tough conversations, did not admit hiring mistakes, did not control spending, or stopped listening to customer feedback. Character in business is visible in the daily routine. Making payments on time, giving promises thoughtfully, listening to customer complaints, giving respect to the team, and looking at numbers as the truth. This is the real training. An entrepreneur's character is visible even when no one is watching. How do you treat a small vendor? Do you reveal hidden costs or not? Do you remain professional even in failure? In Midas Touch, the thumb comes first, because the other 4 factors can be dangerous without it. Focus without character can become an obsession. A brand without character can become a mere show. A relationship without character can become manipulation. Little things without character can become just surface-level polish. Therefore, the beginning of a magical hand is not with shine, but with a grip. Today, social media has made entrepreneurship look easy. Looking at a laptop, a coffee mug, and a motivational quote makes it feel like business is another name for freedom. But real freedom demands responsibility first. If you cannot become the owner of your time, what will change by becoming the owner of a company? If you cannot control your expenses, the leakage will increase even when revenue grows. That is why character also means boring discipline. Learning a little every day, updating numbers, talking to customers, stopping unnecessary expenses, and accepting one's weak points. For many entrepreneurs, the hardest job is not an investor pitch, but speaking the truth to themselves in the mirror. To say that I do not know sales. I do not understand finance. I need better people. This honesty hurts, but it opens the doorway to growth. Only when an entrepreneur names his shortcoming can he fix it through a mentor, system, course, partner, or practice. Turning bad luck into good luck does not mean that every problem will become a miracle. It means that the problem will give you a new lens, through which you will be able to recognize danger faster next time. A failed product can teach you customer psychology. A wrong partner can teach you the value of an agreement. A cash crisis can teach you the real importance of a reserve fund and working capital. The entrepreneur who returns a little wiser after every failure is the one who gradually builds the Midas touch. He is not born with magic in his hand. He learns to turn pain into data. One more thing is necessary here. A strong character does not mean never making a mistake. It means controlling the desire to run away, lie and make excuses inside yourself after a mistake. When you make a wrong promise to a customer, character says make a correction. When a team member gives right feedback, character says listen. When the market rejects, character says learn. If you are dreaming of becoming an entrepreneur, first ask yourself if you can tolerate uncertainty. Can you work even through slow progress? Can you work hard without applause? Because there are many days in business when no one claps. The phone remains silent, orders do not come, the campaign fails, and yet you have to wake up and work the next day. This is exactly the place where the thumb grows strong. Every disciplined morning, every honest review, every difficult call, and every painful lesson makes your entrepreneurial hand a little more powerful. The story of Midas Touch tells us that the journey to becoming a rich entrepreneur does not begin with a rich idea. It begins with the person who does not remain fallen when the idea falls. If the character is strong, failure becomes a teacher. If the character is weak, even a small mistake becomes an identity crisis. Then the man does not save the business, he starts saving his image. In part 1, this is exactly what we have to understand. The thumb is invisible, but it is the one that gives the grip. The outside world sees the logo, office and profit, but the inside world demands courage, responsibility and self-control. Today, if you are working on a business idea, design your character along with the product. Make a written plan, understand the risk, find a mentor, and look at every mistake like an education fee. But the story does not end here. Even if the thumb in the hand becomes strong, direction is still needed. Because even if an entrepreneur with a strong character focuses on the wrong thing, energy gets wasted. In the next part, the question will get even deeper. The second finger of the entrepreneur's hand will tell how focus is built, what attention should be placed on, and why many people work very hard but get fewer results. Because in the world of business, just being strong is not enough. It is necessary to be strong in the right place. And this very difference decides whether your hand will truly become a Midas touch or just get tired from hard work.
If this video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible. But in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.